You're not going to be given home. Like, let's say Linda has the ball, and I come around third, and she's got the ball, and I stop. The only place you can't go this way, but if you get tagged, you're out. Going back this way, you get tagged, you're out. But that's the only way you're going to be allowed to go, is back to the base once you stop.
What he's saying is if she would have stopped and went on home, the run wouldn't have scored. Just still send her back.
We're still going to send her back. The only thing is, she's going to be in jeopardy in that time frame.
If she's tagged out, she's out, right?
She's out.
Right.
Yes, that's what I said. She's in jeopardy here.
Yeah. She's still got to go back.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose. She can't score, but she's in jeopardy.
Now, what happens a lot, and a lot of it is the parents in the stands, is we've stopped this girl at third base, but the kicker is over at first, and she's going to second. And what do the stands yell?
She's going to second.
She's going to second. Now, what does Linda do?
She looks at second.
Oh, now she just released me.
Right.
I'm going home. And then they're going to say, she's going home. And then she turns around and tries to make a play on me. Where does the kicker runner end up? Third base.
That's why you just hold
The lead
Always
runner.
stop your lead
runner.
runners. Keep your outs in orders. And I always tell coaches, when you can get an out, get the out. If it means giving up a run, not if it's, if that's the winning run,
Right.
you have to use your head. But the only way you can get back on offense and get the runs back is to get outs. Don't let it become a carousel. And while we're there, how many timeouts do you get a half inning? Without penalty? One. Use them. You get 2 timeouts an inning. 1 per half. I see coaches yelling from the dugout, like I say, we've got that carousel going. And their coach is just going crazy. If you're not calm, these girls out here sure aren't calm. Call a timeout. Get them, it may not do any good, but at least it's breaking the momentum.
Yeah.
And, let them know, okay, if the ball comes to you, even though the bases are still loaded, if it goes to the first baseman, our play is not at home. Just get the ball, touch first base, then get the ball home. Or if it goes to the second base, get the out somewhere. We've got to force at every base. Let them know that. Calm them down. If you do happen to call 2 timeouts in a half inning, you will lose your pitcher for the remainder of that game.
Time limit for timeouts called?
That's up. I usually give 1 minute. 1 minute is plenty of time. Some umpires, they only give 30 seconds. They like to keep the game going. But, if somebody needs a timeout, especially, if they're just calling timeout in your judgment, kind of willy-nilly, there's no need for a timeout, I may give them 30, 45 seconds. But, max, give them a minute. If they're still talking, just kind of walk out and say, Coach, let's play ball. And usually they'll, go whatever, move on with the game. Jewel?
That's an umpire. We're done here to make the call for
Jewelry, uniform violations, those are official timeouts. If it happens to be that you've called a timeout in that half inning and your girl comes up here and she has a ring, a necklace, or her shirt tail's out, we're going to call timeout. That will not allow you, it won't result in you losing your pitcher. Where it will always be the coach who calls a second timeout that's going to make you lose your pitcher. So if there is a jewelry or uniform timeout earlier in that half inning, you have one, or you should. Now, if you call a second one, that will be your second timeout, and you will lose that pitcher.
So switch your pitchers before you do it.
And a lot of people ask, well, what if I'm kicking, who is the last pitcher that was in that box to finish the last inning is the one who's going to be taken out of the game. They can still play, they just can't pitch. If you go to a tournament and you lose a protest, you will be charged a timeout, and it'll be treated as a uniform jewelry timeout. If you have a protest here at the league, there's some procedures you need to follow. There should be protest forms in the concession stand, or someone should have them. If you see a rules, and remember, it needs to be in your judgment, there's been a rules violation. We're not going to hear, I mean, we'll hear a protest on judgment calls. You just may not like the way somebody calls a game. That's fine, but it's going in the trash bin. But if there's a rules violation, it must be done before the next pitch in that game. Reason being is, if you win, it's got to be marked in the official scorebook at the time of the protest, where if there's runners on bases, how many outs, what the count is, everything. Because if you win, we're going to pick up the game from that point and then play it. If you protest, you're still going to play that game. You're going to finish that game. If you win, there's no need, unless you just want to prove a point of, continuing the protest. Umpires, if you have a play at third base, and we were talking about releases a while ago, you've come down here, hopefully, you got a close play at third, you're in position, throw safe. Okay? Well, okay, everything's cool, so you turn your back and you're walking back. Well, the third baseman throws it over the pitcher's head. And we got runners out there, and all of a sudden you hear people yelling, and you don't have a clue what's going on. So you turn around and you go, whoa, 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 what's going on? Never turn your back on the play until the play is over. So yeah, get down here. If you want to start walking back, that's fine. But keep your eye on it. They throw it back to the pitcher. She's got it. She's not making a play on anybody else. Now you put your hand up. Nothing can happen now. Come on back here. Kick her up.
She can drop it.
It has to be a release. If it goes to the Linda and she just drops it on the ground and picks it back up, that's not a release. A release is the ball actually getting away from her, like a bad throw, or a lot of times pitchers are hacked off at the play, and they're not paying attention, and they'll throw a ball right at them, and it'll go right by their head.
Still live, even if the runner got back to third is safe, and she's mad and throws it hard at her pitcher and it gets away, that's still alive.
Now you've
released the runner.
Now she's been released.
Yeah.
She can advance if she wants to.
That's why as an umpire, some of the umpires turn around and they don't know what's going on. You have to, as an umpire, just say, oh, hold on, I missed it, and then everybody's mad.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to allow, that may be
Then a winning run.
Potential winning run that you're not allowing. Why would you impose that on a team who had nothing to do